So hey, let's talk. I am in okay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to start this without causing a panic. I don't know. Um, let's start here. You know when you start feeling sad, and it's like, oh okay, I've been better, and like you can feel it, like you start to feel it creeping in, like you're not completely not 100% in depression. I don't like using that. It freaks people out. But you know what I mean? He's like, oh, I'm not entirely uh happy with the world at the moment. Um, and like you're not quite there, but like you start to feel yourself sinking into that, and it kind of feels like putting on an old hat or like wrapping yourself in an old blanket. I'm there. Like I'm not quite completely miserable and stopping to think about everything, but I am getting there, which is terrifying. Yeah, it's terrifying. Um, and it's weird because a lot of the time I can't. Oh, phone. A lot of the time I'm not sure why I got there, but this time I can kind of track it. Uh, and it's one of those things that like it comes from a bunch of things that adds up, and after they start adding up, it's like, oh, this isn't fun. So there was. So I'll start off by saying that this Tuesday, um, I'll basically find out Tuesday if I have to, if I'm gonna be in the position of declaring bankruptcy, which, as a 21-year-old, that's already not a great place to be, especially because I have nothing. I don't even have a credit card, and I'm facing that, and that's just stressful and terrifying and other things, other words for it. So there's that, um, that I'm kind of facing at the moment. Um, but then also next week is finals week, which, yay. And if you haven't been in school for a while, and don't forget the joy, and you have gotten the joy, and you have forgotten essentially the joy of finals week, oh, just know that it sucks, and it's coming at a terrible fucking time. So there's that. There's the feeling of, oh, my entire future hangs in the balance on Tuesday. Then I'm gonna be tested on all the knowledge that I've gained in the last 4 months on Wednesday and Thursday, which is just causing me to stress out. I'm not eating as much. I'm not sleeping as much this week. So there's all that. That's definitely, contributing factors to things. And it's fun, you know, because as I'm kind of like mentally going through this, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. These are bad things. I'm also I'm working more. I'm doing more things, so I don't have time to like sit down and be like, hey, I need to talk to someone. But it's not. It's not only just that. It's also, like I've said in previous things. It's kind of embarrassing. And I'm a prideful bitch. And because I'm a prideful bitch, saying things like, hey, can you make some time so I can just talk? It's very unnatural to me, and which seems weird because I do have people that I talk to, but for, it also comes from the fact that this is the other issue that I'm having, is that I'm tired of being single, but I have no identity in the dating world. Like, I don't understand how to be dating, mostly because I want something, and this is my issue with dating at the moment. I want something real, right? But I'm also terrified of commitment. So I don't know what I want when I go on these dating sites. It's like, hey, I'm not here for a good time. I'm here for a long time. But if you want to be here for a good time, also hit me up because commitment is scary and I've scars. It's just literally a mess of things. But then there's also the fact that I'm on dating sites like Tinder to start out with, because I've always kind of seen Tinder as like this sad place where people who don't have any self-worth go to try to figure out, hey, someone like me, please. And so having that kind of mentality with the site, and then not doing well on Tinder at all, whether because it's a marketing of myself issue or it's I'm genuinely not attractive, which is weird because I get hit on type thing, isn't good. It's just not good things. So that's been interesting to kind of just like feel and experience and just go through things. And it's like, okay, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm just existing. I'm just going through and experiencing things. And then maybe, like, kind of to add to it, and maybe it's because I don't have time to really like sit and like be around people and kind of experience people, which is a terrible way of phrasing it, and just not how one would normally phrase that if one was normal and sane. I'm also going through this. What was the phrasing on that? I don't know. I do not know. So yeah, there's all that. There's all of that that's just going on and happening, and you know it's bad when you start disassociating and you just like start finding yourself driving around town. Like that happened Tuesday. I went out for drinks and trivia night because that's what we do Tuesday nights now. Apparently that's a thing that happened on a regular basis, a quasi-regular basis. And we we wrapped up trivia night at like midnight, and like we hung out at the bar for like an extra 2 hours after trivia night ended. And instead of I didn't want to go back to the house. I didn't want to go back to the house. I was like, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like something I want to do or something I should do. So I kind of just wandered around downtown for a bit. I'm kind of just like, oh, okay. So I just drove around town. And it was weird because I didn't have any intentions. I didn't mean to end up anywhere. I didn't mean to go anywhere. But I just drove. I drove and walked around for a bit. I don't know. But it's definitely, I'm in that mood of like, it's just like, gross. I finished the book, so let's talk about something a little bit happier. I finished the book, and the reason why that's happy is because I've been trying to read more. I've been trying to get more stories. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just read more. I kind of stopped reading for a little bit, and that felt shitty because I used to be the guy that could read through a book in a week and then automatically have another book just sitting waiting for me. So I kind of just wanted to pick up a second book. I missed that about myself. I missed that ability of just being like, oh, I read. And I've missed having that. This is just a book time, you know. So I finished The Haters by Jesse Andrews. You may know his work from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. He wrote that one. So he has a pretty good chill vibe to his books. I should have just switched over and popped him. But I like his books. I did terrible. That just happens when you want to start talking about real things while playing a video game. It just doesn't work. I like that. I like that call sign. That call sign. Pick. It's a pick. Is that thing a skull? So many things happening. Yeah, but after trying to read The Snowman for like a month and a half and just not getting it around, like, fuck it, I'm changing books. And then I finished The Haters in a week. In like a week and a half, which is great. Yeah, I did fucking terribly. Literally, if you took my shit out, it'd be about equal. But yeah, and I'm just in a place, I guess you can say. I'm just in a place. Which just doesn't sound good. I'm in a place, and it doesn't sound great. Okay. Why? Okay, so I'm close to unlocking that, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of been this week. Just not fully there, stressing about next week, reading a lot. That's the other thing. I wanna finish more books. I wanna read more books. I watched like an episode or two on Naruto, just because I wanted to. And I don't know. When did season 2 of Lemony Snicket come out? Because I might record an idol review on that. Because I enjoyed watching through that. That was fun. That was an enjoyable thing. Also, I haven't been on this map before. I don't know what I'm looking at. But yeah. I guess the long story short is I'm a bit of a mess. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up with anyone, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'll be fine. I just have to get through next week. Tuesday has to not suck. That's a big step in getting better. Tuesday has to not go terribly wrong. And if that can happen, shit, then I'll be fine. I'll be good. But I don't know. This is kind of just a terrible time for a bunch of shits. For finals week. Because not only I probably really should add to it, explain more, because it just doesn't make sense for them to be like, oh, I'm fine. Also, at the job that I love, shit. Oh, nice. Probably didn't help that I had this giant rifle. Is that another kid got hurt. And it wasn't nearly as bad as with the head thing. From last week. But she got hurt, and once again, before I was able to grab hold of the situation, I had another kid. Run on ahead and create this big ruckus about it. And it's hard to be doing a job that you feel very convincingly you're about to lose, especially when it's a job that you love. So it's gonna be a little bit, because I know it's just a temporary thing, but I kind of walk into this job terrified that I'm about to lose this job that I love, and this job that is very much a stepping stone for me to continue in this line of work and to continue in this education field. And I'm just terrified. Like, I'm terrified that I'm going to lose this job. I'm terrified that I'm not going to be able to become a teacher because of this job. And I'm terrified about everything that comes with it. So there's that. So I'm also just trying to work on fixing my schedule so I can just go, I can do things with friends. I can do better things with friends. Which is something that I haven't really done. Because of work, I've kind of just been working. Which, don't get me wrong, that is noble to be working and to, having money, as long as it doesn't consume you. And I would make the argument that that's all I'm doing. I'm just making money. And that's not good. There should be more to what I'm doing than just collecting paper. So, what I want to do next week is I want to pay for my next round of classes. I want to kind of get that underway. I want to start getting ready for my tattoo. I want my tattoo. I'll talk more about my tattoo. I probably talked about it on the channel somewhere before, but I'll mention it again, which tattoo I want to get when I have it, because then I want it to be a thing. So there's that, and I don't know. Right now I'm kind of just floating, which isn't great, but it could be worse. Yeah. I think that's where I want to end this. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And, I'll see you next time, I guess. I still have to record all the videos. But I'll see you next time.